would never let a righteous tear fall to the ground in vain.
Let's call Bishop.
Hello, guys.
Hello, Bishop. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. So, I hear they say that love your neighbor as you love yourself. And see, I took to the song of charity because charity was a song that was sung every other day, and they say charity begins at home. But the problem came in when charity ceased to be an attribute that began at home, and she became a person who flee home. And now we struggle to identify with her personality because we struggle so much to be just like what she ought to be if she had started at home and remained at home, and not being a person indeed, but an attribute to that. It is true that charity begins at home, and selfish I is a better me, and that is what I believe, because if I truly loved self, then I will love thee. Question: if you truly went out to do charity, you give what you think they need. But if the basis of the measurement is the Bible and what the word says, then in heaven it is not recorded in any account, because you're not selfish you, but selfish me, better I. If my measurement of love was to be measured by anything or words that are read in the scriptures, then it will be easier for me to love you the way I love self, and I wouldn't give you what I didn't need just because you lacked it. Selfish me, a better I. I ought to be selfish to the extent that I understand that that which I value most is that you need most. So I don't give that which I don't need, or is almost at the edge of no return. And I say, see, I gave it to charity. Yet in the books of heaven recorded none. I didn't do a thing because I gave what I need not. Selfish me, better I. If I only love the way I love self, then I ought to give you the best, that which I would buy to self, not that which I don't need. Selfish me, better I. Thank you. The second piece I want to do is about blood group. It's something I was thinking about, like, I know we have, a little bit of biology, which becomes a bit complex, but I hope you follow me up. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a background before I do the piece so that we're on the same page. Yeah? Is it possible for a mother who is HIV positive to infect the child while she's still pregnant? It's impossible. It's impossible, right? So the infection only happens at the time of birth, which literally means that the mother is not connected to the child by the umbilical cord. If they were, then the blood will mix. Science will prove you right. If your cow has ever given birth, there's a membrane that comes out after birth where the calf was. So the same thing happens to a human being. There's a membrane that covers you as a child, so you're not connected to your mother in any sense. Your mother is only an incubator who contributed half of the egg that was used for you. Now, with that in mind, I'm thinking of one child, that is Christ. How was he related to Mary? So we know we have blood group A, blood group B, O, and AB. If that was true, then the blood group of Jesus, I don't know if it is there, but I call it blood group C. See, there's a child whose birth was not common to man, and even if the scientists were there, they would say you are insane because his blood group was C. His own identity was from he that created heaven and earth, C. The creativity that ended up to be crafted into his blood group, C. The blood group that could only bear the cross because it had the C factor added to it at the beginning, the blood group that could craft you into his salvation and crown you with glory. His blood group was C because it would cancel out your debt. And when he said, come, it is not him that called, but the blood that was him that called for you from sin. Blood group C, the blood that was shed for your sins so that you ought to see that which you'd never seen. Blood group C, carefully crafted in him that created the earth from the beginning so that you would have a chance to share the glory with him. Blood group C, the only blood group to have ever conquered the grave. And when you ask for blood transfusion, this never happens in an hospital because this is the only blood group that you receive by belief. It's a matter of belief, and your faith gives you the chance to etch the IVs and the blood into your bloodstream, and you become like him because you start to stream and you start to scream in you saying that I have eternal life, the only blood that had life in its beginning, the only blood that would face it at Calvary, the only blood that will cross your sins out so that you become like him, the only blood that changed the sins of doom to sins of glory, the only blood that when it was shed, even the earth trembled with an earthquake and the curtains tore. The only blood that was uniquely his, the only blood that revealed us from the concealment of sin, the only blood that brought us to see what he did, the only blood that was uniquely his, blood group C. He was uniquely him. If his blood group was any of ours, then he wouldn't have the power to carry any of the sins to the cross. So right from birth, I knew there was something that was wrong with me. But I knew I needed the blood group C so that I would live through the troubles and the troubled seas of this world. Blood group C, the blood group that he saw fit best to be given to me so that I would shed off my sin. And he says, come to me, all who are laden, and I will give you rest. Blood group C.